Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the YouTube station Identification, one of New Bedford, Massachusetts resident YouTubers, live here in the basement. But this is not MTV's remote control, and I'm not Ken Ober, God rest his soul. You're watching WEML TV, channel 77, April the 9th, 2021, 11:03 p.m. I want to get down to brass tacks right away. Can't play it around. We're going to do the WrestleMania SmackDown recap for April the 9th. As you know, I'm working tomorrow, and this is the reason why I'm doing this very, very quickly. So if I ended up shortly, I do apologize, because I got to get some sleep. Because even though I don't get up until 6 o'clock tomorrow, but it's imperative. But next week I'm on vacation, and I have next Saturday off. So that's a good thing. So here we go. As you know, WrestleMania SmackDown began. Daniel Bryan arrived at the Thunderdome. He talked about how this could be his last WrestleMania, and he dressed Roman Reigns and Edge in the matchup. So, and then they left the Thunderdome with everybody chanting yes. While the Street Profits are yesing it up, Caleb Braxton interviewed them about the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship matchup for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship today. Then they were interrupted by the Dirty Dogs, Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler attacking the Profits, and then Alpha Academy and the Mysterios got into it as well. They had the matchup, and it was a hard-fought match, but the Dirty Dogs ended up taking the victory. Caleb Braxton interviewed Bianca Belair about her match against Sasha Banks in Night 1 of WrestleMania. And Bianca Belair talked about how she is going to prove herself to be EST. A lot of inspirational behind the story. That match will main event Night 1 of WrestleMania. It's history in the making for both of those young ladies, and congratulations to them. And this is a battle that dream match. I would love to see it was happening. Nia Jax and Tamina, they were matching power each move. They know each other, and they had that almost like that island kinship. But unfortunately, they're on opposite sides, because Nia Jax has something that Tamina wants, is championship gold, and Tamina's teaming up with Natalya for that championship, for that tag team champ. To get that tag team championship gold, but they'll have to earn their shot in Night 1 of WrestleMania. I'll explain that in the next video. Both women match power for power. Collar, elbow, tie-outs, shoves and pushes, and then Reginald got involved, and then there was a tug of war between poor Reginald, with Shayna Baszler trying to pull Reginald down, Tamina trying to pull him in the ring. But then all of a sudden, Shayna Baszler ended up attacking Tamina, which gave Tamina the win by disqualification. Natalya got involved, and the women's tag team champions took the hike ski, and that ended up being being a disqualification win for Tamina. So that will help Tamina and Natalya. But as that goes on, as that match ends, Caleb Braxton interviews Riot Squad about their opportunity at WrestleMania. But then Carmella and Billie Kay happen to be chiming in. And so it looks like Billie Kay and Carmella will be joining forces. And then they were interrupted by Lana and Naomi, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, and then a whole brouhaha. And then Natalya and Tamina came from that match. They started knocking people out, and they were left standing. Looks like the second generation generational superstars have decided to make an impact, or make a statement. And I'll tell you one thing, Natalya and Tamina, I wouldn't sleep on them. I would not sleep on them. And I'm telling you right now, they may end up winning this thing. A little bit more on that. Let's see. Edge arrives at the Thunderdome, and he before that, Seth Rollins decided to do like a political ad on Cesaro, which I think was really stupid. I think it was stupid. Cesaro is going to, I don't know. And then Edge addresses WrestleMania when he arrived at the Thunderdome, and he was very, very passionate. He said it should have been Roman Reigns versus me instead of Daniel Bryan. He complains about Daniel Bryan being in. And Adam Pearce and Tony DeVille talked about that matchup in response to what Edge has been saying. And then Sonya Deville says, "Oh, Daniel Bryan should not be in," and all that. Oh boy. So, but it's couldn't be too late. And who knows what would happen in that situation. Uh, and then Kayla Braxton interviewed Banks to get her response of what Bianca Belair had to say. And Sasha Banks says she's going to tell Bianca Belair why she is the SmackDown Women's Champion. And then they showed a footage of Sami Zayn talking to Logan and Paul while he's training with his brother Jake. And he says, "How you doing? Oh, I got to go get something." And then as he's trying to look for his car, he forgot something. He tried to go back inside. And looks like the bouncer said it's closed. It's closed. I don't know. The bodyguard said it's closed. And he tried to get it back in. And then Sami Zayn comes running out, complained to Michael Cole and Corey Graves about who rolled that footage. And then as superstars come out for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Kevin Owens blindsided Sami Zayn. The two started brawling and beating the bejesus out of each other. And so it looks like something's going on that we don't know about. And Logan Paul could be not taking sides on this stupid little theory. Be right back for just a second. All right, sorry about that. And so Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn looks like a bearded Junior Healy. If you don't know who I'm talking about, 2 words: Problem Child, the movie. If you look it up, seriously, you'd be laughing at that. That's who he reminds me of, the bearded Junior Healy. They had a Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and it was a heck of a fight. And I thought, King Corbin. My question is this: before I go on, there's one person that has not been mentioned throughout this road to WrestleMania, is R-Truth. Last time we saw R-Truth, he traded the championship with Joseph Average, who is supposed to be some kind of Night Panther. That's what Akira Tozawa is trying to make him up with the Old Spice commercial. And we know R-Truth is now a 51-time 24/7 champion. So we haven't heard much from R-Truth. So I wonder what the heck is going on with him. And I don't know. He probably has much deserved time off because of all the entertainment he's done during the pandemic, during all this time, making us laugh and, thinking that Drake Maverick's marriage needs, has constipation, and it's just too funny. I love R-Truth. We miss you, R-Truth. I'm sure WrestleMania R-Truth will do it big somewhere. The 24/7 title will be on the line somehow. And I would not be surprised. So, but in the end, they had a lot of, Mustafa Ali eliminated his former compatriots from Retribution, and which was crazy to say the least. But it was down between Jey Uso and Shinsuke Nakamura. I was hoping Shinsuke would win it, but instead Jey Uso ended up winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So that's going to be huge. And then Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns came down, and Roman Reigns did address the whole thing for WrestleMania. And he says, all the dreamers out there and all that good stuff. And he says, I'm the head of the table. I just show up and win and all that good stuff and everything else. And Roman Reigns. I'm the head of the table. There's not a prediction, just a spoiler. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, Roman Reigns. Prove it at WrestleMania, son. You get 2 hungry dudes in Edge and Daniel Bryan. They want that title. And one of them could have an opportunity to make history. Like I said before, Edge and Daniel Bryan have an opportunity to make history, become the first superstar to become WWE Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, and Universal Champion. That's a huge opportunity on their part. And that's where we end. Roman Reigns finished off WrestleMania SmackDown to that end. And 205 Live, the first time 205 Live appeared on Peacock, they decided to go back to the best of the Cruiserweight Title Matches. And Nigel McGuinness hosted this segment, which I think was pretty cool. WrestleMania 34, when Cedric Alexander took on Mustafa Ali, and which Cedric Alexander did pick up a victory in that matchup, in a very, very, I think it was the first time in a long time that the Cruiserweight Championship was defended at WrestleMania. Very long time, and ever since the tournament, and both men made their WrestleMania debut, and so did Drake Maverick, standing at ringside overseeing the matchup too. So had to be a humongous deal for all 3 young men who are still employed with the company today, and they came a long way since then. Cedric Alexander became not only the Cruiserweight Champion, but a former Tag Team Champion and 24/7 Champ as well. Mustafa Ali is yet to taste gold in the WWE. Hopefully he does soon. He's got a good backstory on that. Then it was Buddy Murphy defending the title against Tony Nese at WrestleMania 35 in New York, um, where Tony Nese ended up picking up the victory. And then in recent moment, Takeover 31, Santos Escobar and Isaiah Swerve Scott went at it for the Cruiserweight title, and then they recapped last night's night 2 of Stand and Deliver, Takeover Stand and Deliver, where Santos Escobar did unify the titles by beating Jordan Devlin in the unification ladder match for that championship. So that's where we stand right now as of now. So that's all the time we have on episode 140 of WEML TV channel 77, where WrestleMania SmackDown Event Center. All right, I will see you guys later, and I will see you quickly on episode 141. So peace and love, and have a great, wonderful night, guys.